Hey everyone, welcome back to another episode of Space Engineers. I hope you guys can see well enough. Essentially, it is nighttime on the save, and we can't really skip time like we could in, say, Medieval Engineers. There's no slider for me to just change the time of day however I want at any time I want, even though I'm in creative mode and an admin. But, oh well. I even tried, like, loading out of the save and even, like, setting the time of day to be, like, a minute and then stopping it at noon, but when I came back in, it was pretty much the exact same time that we left beforehand. Anyways, this episode we are working on a new ship, and the ship being a some type of light fighter, and hopefully it turns out well. I plan to have kind of some nice winglets on it, and maybe do a nice U shape or invert them towards the cockpit. We'll see. I don't know really what I'm quite doing just yet for the plans, but I do know I need a downward kind of automatic turret, because if you want to use that thing to clear ground targets, it's nice to have just a turret. So that's going to be the main feature of the vessel itself. It's going to have a few forward-facing guns as well. So let's go ahead and get started by clearing out our cluttered toolbar here. And we need some Gatling guns. I don't plan on putting rockets on this one. Rockets, I feel, are a little OP anyways. So let's go with, where's the turret? Where is just the plain old turret? Thank you. There we go. So, turrets can be placed on small ships now. It is a, I guess, what is that, a 5x5 type of block? Which is pretty cool. I just need to try and somehow place this on here so it connects up to that small cargo container. And let's flip this around. There we go. That looks alright. I think that's going to be the bulk of the ship as well. And we can also use that to branch off to go in different directions with our piping and storage. So let's go ahead and grab some small cargo containers. And, let's just attach that on all sides of the turret. And of course we need a reactor. Now the question is, do we go for just a large reactor and be done with it? And really assume that's going to be all the power we need? Or do we go a few smaller ones? I'm thinking small reactors, because that's kind of my preference for these things. And if I were to, there we go, apply symmetry. And we have just our string of reactors right there. We'll need a conveyor, small conveyor, rather, to kind of hook these up all together. And some conveyor tubes to just bring that all the way around. And we also need to hook up a conveyor to give us life support while we're actually flying the thing. There we go. So you can see the turret kind of looking around. You can see its current full range of motion. I'm actually going to kind of lock that auto movement off. There go. Kind of wish it would recenter when you turn that off, but it's all right. So we got power. Now we just, I guess, need some thrusts, some gyroscopes. I think 2 gyroscopes will be plenty for the whole thing. And this front end will just come to a nice point. We can sweep out this way. Maybe connect the piping for the Gatling guns off the centerpiece somehow. Let's go grab some basically advanced slopes here. Because we need to cover up our piping. If I can just get this to angle correctly, that would be great. No? That's fine too. And just like that. Yeah. We'll just kind of make a light cage, I think, around this area. And even throw in our normal armor blocks as well. Nope. I need that there. Grab a slope. Just gonna round it off for now. It's gonna be pretty ugly on the first go, or at least the first pass over, at least. It's generally how most of my builds work, and pretty much anything. Basically, I just try to discover shapes and ways to build after laying out the core kind of parts. Let's grab, I think, a nice 45. Because the landing gear will technically be under that main section. Put that there, maybe. And let's try just... Does that look okay, you think? Maybe, maybe not. Let's see, how about we just march this all the way down, give it a nice flush kind of attachment. There's a little bit of gap around the cockpit, but that ain't too bad. In this lower section, we can extend just a little bit farther. Yeah, start that there. You know, maybe even just do a slope just like that. I think that looks okay. Need to, I guess, continue the front of the ship all the way down. Give it its full nose. Man, the rotations on Space Engineers, it's always something I had to fiddle with for a long time. Ooh, you know what? We'll put a Gatling gun right there. That doesn't look too bad. And even grab the other armor blocks we need. Kind of finish off this nose. Now I'm sure people have probably built things very similar, if not better, than what I'm doing now. It's pretty much expected at this point. But hopefully I can make some type of variation that works. Or at least looks somewhat streamlined. This on. There we go, and the corners and the tips to those. Alright. You know, as much as I want the Gatling gun there, I don't think it looks right. So we either have a couple options. I can put a access point to the cargo there. And that's how we access it from the outside. I mean, that's definitely doable. Or I can put an antenna or something along those lines if I wanted to. Just go ahead and look at what the antenna would look like. Not that bad, but I think I would prefer it on like the wingtips or something. So let's go ahead and just hook it up to the conveyor system, I'd say. There we go. Give it a flat nose, why not? And now at this point, I guess we just have to lay out some engines. Let's get our atmospheric thrusters on here. So we can either do an actual hydrogen thruster for the back. How big is a hydrogen thruster? Decently large. How big is a hydrogen tank? I haven't done anything with hydrogen just yet. That is fairly large. Okay, well, let's just throw this on here just to see what we kind of get here. And then we can throw our vertical thrust on there. We could technically get rid of the lower part now if I wanted to, but I think I'll leave it stuck to the ground at this point in time. I don't know how much fuel this thing can hold. I don't know how long we could technically thrust forward for. There was a way to kind of change that, but I don't think so. Let's see, I can throw some reverse thrusters there. I don't need any downward facing ones, as we can just use gravity for that. And really, I don't think we need any more thrusters in general. So let's go ahead and add a whole bunch of weight on these wings here and rough in their shape. How far forward do you guys think we should go? I think right in line with the cockpit would be good. So I would say just like that. And of course we can start it sooner and just wrap that pretty much straight around. Tell you what, you guys have seen pretty much the skeleton of this thing. I'll be back once it's all put together and hopefully shiny looking. Alright everyone, so as you can tell, I've probably been playing a little too much Elite Dangerous. It kind of looks like the Eagle, or I guess anything with that kind of forward-facing wing design kind of looks like that. Anyways, so maybe it's not just Elite Dangerous. Horizons came out, by the way, and I've been playing that. Yeah, let's go ahead and go over some of the features. We have some forward-facing headlights. Always nice to see if you're going to hit a tree at night. We have 4 large atmospheric thrusters, 2 facing down, 2 facing behind. This is our main flight control. We have a turret on the top and a turret on the bottom. Also, a chain gun on each wing. You can add more armaments if needed. We have a connector on the bottom as well that would allow us to rearm or unload in bulk. And yeah, that's about it. Blue and white paint scheme, very similar to StarMade. Let's just go ahead and hop in, and you guys can see how it handles. There we go. Out we go. Welcome to the planet. I have the day-night cycle turned up really high so that I can get out of nighttime, so you guys can see how this thing flies around. It flies pretty much like a standard atmospheric plane would. It's pretty drifty. It just has maneuvering thrusters on kind of the other directions. Its main way to get around is to just slowly turn, and you're going to be doing these wide kind of sweeping motions. It doesn't stop too quickly, which is fine. I'm fine with it being drifty and things like that. And if you angle the ship right, you can actually get it to do what you want. Like if I need to stop over the outpost here, I just basically have to turn around and spam up so I don't crash into it. I'm gonna crash. Well, way to make a fool of myself, as always, in these videos. Well, at least it looks nice when it's crashed. It is torn in half, fairly rightly. Yeah, let's just copy another one in here, as it just plummets to the ground because the power's off. There we go. And we're off again. So, it is fairly cheap. I replaced some of the reactors with a large one, as the large one is definitely the best. If you don't want to be running out of power while flying around, because that really affects kind of, you know, your control, how much thrusters are actually working for you, and things of that nature. As you can see, we do have our guns. They do work. And that's pretty much it for this build. It took a little bit longer than expected. I'm not nearly as quick building in here as I am in StarMade, but either way, I think it turned out alright after a few variations. If you guys are new to the channel, feel free to subscribe for more creative goodness. Go ahead and check out my other videos if you want to do that as well. Leave a comment on what you would like to see me build next, and I'll see you guys in the next episode. Let's go ahead and do like a skidding crash, I think. There we go. That's a real kind of hard hit. Boy, that threw debris all the way past the outpost. Well, that was fun. Let's just quickly see this, because we have a little bit of time anyways. Who says the outro is the end of the video every time? Yeah, it's pretty much missing the whole front half. See you guys next time.